I'm back, my beautiful people. Today I'm going to talk about the misguidance that I talk about a lot on my social media. The reason I talk about the misguidance of our life that we have been living is because during the time of us growing as children, as little bitty babies, we grew up watching a world that was already confused. It was already discombobulated. And as you grow as a child, you have to live amongst that trauma that was already caused from worldly things, worldly ways. See, one thing about me, y'all, and I don't care what the devil says, one thing about me is that I always have gave my best feet first. Always put it first. I never go into anything with a bad intention. Never going to help anyone for the look of returns. Never loving and supporting people on their baddest days, sickest days, weary days. I always went in it with great gratitude, great intentions. It was when that intentions of good was trying to be manipulated into being one of the worldly people, one of the worldly things, one of the worldly ways. I stand on my belief. I refuse to sell my soul for what I always felt wasn't right. See, it's just like my journey last year, y'all. Not last year, in 19. I built a foundation of rebuilding the broken, where I had 5,000 people God sent me. In one day, I mean, y'all, it was so crazy. And that alone made me a believer, because I never, all of a sudden, this 400-500 friends at one time. My phone literally would die 2-3 times a day, because it's steady coming. And that draw my attention to say, wait a minute, let me figure out something. 5,000 people? I know God, I know Jesus fed 5,000 people. Now, regardless if I'm feeding you with literally bread, I'm feeding you the bread of life, the bread of understanding, the bread that we've been living a lot, that bread that we eat. If you look around, that bread has the whole world scared, worried, don't know which way to go. See, when we read about those plagues that's in the Bible, see, we get stuck on that it was flies and locusts and all that. We get stuck that happened. We don't see flies and we don't see locusts flying around right now. We don't feel it's a plague. God never told you what plague he was going to send in 20. He never told you what plague he was going to send in 21, but I do know this right here. All 2020, he seized a lot of things, paused a lot of things that everybody loved. This is where it get deep at, y'all. He paused it. He threw interactions in it to throw stones in front of you to slow you down. And guess what? You've been living this worldly life for so long, misguided, because you don't take the time out to understand the right side. A man can grab a Bible and preach it to his tongue is almost on fire. But does it help you? Does it give you that mental understanding? Does it help your spirit become stronger at that point? of your weakness. I'm here to tell y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I can tell you about me. I've heard it all my life, but it didn't make me feel strong. It didn't make me feel myself. And it wasn't that the Bible didn't do it. It was the explanations of the Bible that didn't do it. See, all my life growing up, I never heard about the spiritual side of life, because somewhere down the line, man confused that side of life. See, we look back at people like Martin Luther King. If you look up that story, you see that he was led by the Spirit. He was all spiritual. But see, I'm gonna tell you something that's even more powerful about that. Let me tell you something. When you click that switch on, you can't go back. You can't undo it, because it's just that serious. So if you switch over to that side, you gotta understand one thing. As in Martin Luther King, done amazing things. Amazing things. But I'm gonna tell you where he slipped up at. And this is where God trained me at in 19. You slip up. And God sends those people in for you to see if you're gonna slip up. See if you're gonna give up on your dreams. See if you're gonna give up on that faith. See if you're gonna give up on him. Because Satan attacks you. They ain't gonna be just one. They're gonna come every flock away to destroy you. Because they say, how is he rising and I'm not rising? How is he getting to this point and I'm not getting to this point? You're not getting to that point because you're not putting in the work it takes. You're not losing people that's not good for you. That's why you're not getting to the top. You hang with the same people that are on the same level as you. You talk with the people that are on the same level with you. Until you raise your vibration, you're going to find yourself still floating down here while that person you still tried to tear down. That person that you didn't like doing this, the person that you couldn't stand was in this position and God gave him a gift. Guess what he's going to be still doing if he don't give up, or if she don't give up. If she don't fall because the devil sent his best gift at you, his best package he can throw at you at one time to diffuse you from God and your purpose and your calling. See, one thing about it, when all that happened to me, y'all, this is what I did. I was like Emmitt Smith back in. I shook it off. I said, no. That came too fast, too heavy, too sneakily, too wild, too crazy, too absurd. Like it was like a movie. What did I see? And you know what I did? I took it right here on the chin. And I went right to God with it. So yeah, Lord, they hit me hard. Knocked me on the chin. It wasn't a punch, though. It wasn't a punch. It was the lack of understanding of the punch. It was the lack of understanding of why the punch came, and I didn't block it. I didn't see it. I was blind by the worldly things. And soon enough, if you keep living, you're going to run into the same situation with something you think you love, something that you think is for you, something you think has your best interest in it, something you invested in, something that you gave your all to, something that you put your dedication and heart to, even when they couldn't put it in themselves. They're going to hit you. Are you ready? Are you spiritually prepared for that punch? Are you going to stand and spend another 30, 40 years taking that punch until you stress out and you die and you gone? Ain't no do-overs. See, this is where revelation comes in. See, when you're scared in the spirit, y'all, you can be as hard as you want to be out here. But if you weak in your spirit, you scared in your spirit, you weary in your spirit, you don't stand a chance against Satan. See, when I tell you When I tell y'all these things ahead of time, it's because I observe the knowledge of God and not the knowledge of people or their doings. I observe nothing but what God tells me. And so that we've lived in a world so long that they say that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't act like this, God ain't said this. And God, who are you? Who are you to judge? Who are you to say? It's time to stop that hype, y'all. I said that in a song for a reason. It's all been hype. See, let me tell you something. Let me tell you this right here. I've been amongst, and I've talked to some pastors, y'all. And this is no cap to anyone. Even out on the road, 15 years, y'all, it was pastors in the truck stops. It was pastors at delivery places. It was pastors at just all out places, y'all. It was pastors everywhere. And you know what I found about those pastors that was out everywhere? They all brought the word the same way. They brought the word the same way. I hear the word, but it's not touching my spirit. And I had to go through all this time, y'all, to realize that in order for something to enter your spirit from God, you yourself has to understand that you are a spirit. You are the human living experience. And while your time is here, you're wasting it by living for whatever you can see on the outside. See, the thing about Jesus is, he says, why would I come forth and sit beside you when you already done killed me? Why would I trust to come sit beside something that probably wouldn't even hurt me, but due to my strength and my powers, they'll fear me and try to hurt me. So you get the understanding of me, why I diffuse myself from a lot of things, a lot of people. I don't care no longer about material things. Hell, I don't even care about this necklace. I don't care about none of that no more. You know why I don't care about it no more? Because this doesn't make my spirit. What I'm giving you right now, yeah, it's just like this change. It's gold and pure. It's gold and pure. And I know that it would take so much heartache, y'all. That's just like right now with the COVID. They call it COVID-19. Because truth be told, before they let the world know, it was in 2020 COVID. I call it COVID-20. Each one of those steps, y'all, each year that this is going on, it's nothing but an attention getter. Getting you time, giving you plenty of time, plenty of warnings, plenty of signs, plenty of things that you need to take a time. That's why I say you got to do the work. You say, am I going to keep living my life, bottling in all my goodness of my gift that God gives me or gives to you? Am I going to spend these years worrying about why this happened back in the days and I don't want to trust nobody, I don't want to be around nobody, I don't want to be with nobody, I don't believe, you got to show, you got to prove it. When if you knew yourself spiritually and God reveals to you that because you did not give up through your faith, through that task I sent you, or that Satan sent you, you stayed unto me. You didn't fold off, because then you knew who you were. And even when Satan coming in a pack of herbs, just a herd of them coming, do you ball up? Do you curl up? Do you sit down with your head down between your legs and you cry and you're weary? Or do you just say, this is the best thing for me to do? I need to just step back for a minute. Let me sit back a little bit. Let me get a little more back. You feel me? Feel what I'm saying? When you step back a little bit and you allow what's out in that worldly life to go past you, right in front of you, jump up and down, do flips, everything. You watch that from a distance. See, when you know what's in your way, you know how to go around it without being in their way. See what I'm saying? A lot of times, we be so focused on something, we feel we can go right between them. There's too many of them. It's too many of them. There's too many of them that's trapped and lost and confused of what's going on in the world today. Why their life will not prosper, because they still do things under their own precision of it. You cannot do it yourself. Y'all, just imagine a group full of people, and you amongst those people that you can feel, y'all. Y'all feel this shit, you hear me? Y'all feel this. Y'all feel that energy. So when you feel that energy, you understand that you are now in a battle of people that do not like you, do not appreciate you. Spiritual.